On this week's VA News.
VA releases $300 million to more than 300 community-based agencies helping homeless veterans.
Surf Camp helps soothe the physical and mental pains of Southern California veterans.
And a look at the good works of the Tillman Foundation.
I'm Deanna Jackson from Maryland, interning this summer with the VHA Office of Communications.
And I'm Thomas Anthony from Virginia, also interning this summer with the VHA Office of Communications. Stay with us. Deanna and I will be back in a moment.
VA has approved more than $300 million in grants to community-based groups that provide assistance to homeless veterans. The new awards are for more than 300 agencies in all 50 states, Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. The grants range from $133,000 to $2 million. A list by state can be downloaded from the web address on the screen. The nonprofit and community groups will provide support to as many as 120,000 homeless and at-risk veterans and family members. Help from the grants covers a wide spectrum of services, including health care, financial planning, transportation and child care, daily living, housing counseling, and a number of other resources provided under VA's Supporting Services for Veterans Families program. The grants are part of VA's aggressive program aimed at ending veteran homelessness by 2015. The aggressive support and prevention initiatives have led to a 17% decline of veterans without shelter since 2009.
It's been a hot summer for most of the country. Some veterans in Southern California get a nice break from the heat and a lot of good vibrations at the surf camp run by the Greater Los Angeles healthcare system. West Los Angeles VA Medical Center cameraman Jeffrey Russell sent us this video.
Welcome to the Team Red, White, and Blue, Greater Los Angeles VA Waves of Valor Surf Camp 2013. All right, I want to thank everybody for coming out. We have a beautiful day, great weather, awesome waves, and we're gonna have a great time.
So this camp is a way to provide the veteran with that chance to get out there and surf, to learn from professional surfers, from other veterans. We have people with traumatic brain injury, people with hemiparesis, PTSD, substance abuse. This is really just an all-inclusive camp to get the veteran back out and doing things.
I've never felt anything like this. I mean, it's really amazing. You know, and I have all these, some physical issues, and it's almost like I'm not even feeling them. You know, I'm so, it's like so overwhelming that, you know, I don't have time to think about the pain. You know, it's that camaraderie is, you know, I thrive on that, you know. I think that's why I did all right in the military. I need that, and this support, I just feel like I can kind of use this in life every day, not just here on the beach.
It's not just always doing things for veterans and, you know, making sure that they have resources, but it's also doing things with veterans. And so we're understanding, you know, the types of issues that they are facing, whether it's you know, medical issues or just the stresses involved with reintegrating from active duty or dealing with combat deployments, especially after, you know, 11 years of being deployed to Afghanistan and Iraq.
As a VA employee, a lot of times I'm sort of in the administrative side, and I don't a lot of times get to interact directly with our patients. And when you're out there, if it's just the two of you or just the three of you, you're bonding. It's you against the elements, and you really got to take care of each other. So it's really fun, and you sort of get to really share that experience, and it's really in the moment. You're not thinking about what's happening anywhere else. You're thinking you're just right there with each other, and it's therapeutic, not just for the patient, it's therapeutic for me as well.
I'm a veteran myself. Just got back from Afghanistan a couple years ago, so it feels good to get out here. We partner with the Greater Los Angeles VA. They've been great. They've helped out getting their patients out, getting them out exploring, and just breaking that boundaries of getting outside and just showing that you could actually, hey, I could stand up, I could do something of my own, and it's a good positive reinforcement.
Great. It's awesome. First time. Lots of fun.
The Pat Tillman Foundation was created in 2004 to honor the late war hero's legacy and his commitment to leadership and service. In response to the 9/11 attacks, Tillman left his family, home, and a successful NFL career to become a U.S. Army Ranger in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Tillman was killed in Afghanistan in 2004. The foundation in his name has raised the money to fund scholarships for 290 Tillman military scholars in 34 states, attending 92 academic institutions nationwide. The newest class of Tillman scholars was introduced at the 4th annual Pat Tillman Leadership Summit in Chicago.
VA News videographer Jay Rosenfelder was there for us and brought us this look at the summit and the foundation's work.
The mission of the Pat Tillman Foundation is to provide scholarships for veterans and spouses. So we have 290 now scholars across the country attending various universities, undergraduate through postgraduate education, and that's our focus.
The Pat Tillman Military Scholarship has been awarded to deserving veterans since 2008. With over $3.2 million invested in over 230 Tillman military scholars, the foundation has built a network of strong individuals dedicated to serving our nation.
Every year we gather our scholars for our annual leadership summit. So this year it's here in Chicago, and the purpose of that is to bring them together, give them an opportunity to connect with one another since they are across the country, and also to provide more programming for them. Speakers that come in and talk about career development and leadership, and an opportunity to network to help them with that next step when they're out of school and looking for work.
The summit is a 3-day workshop helping veterans connect with each other and teaching them necessary skills to further advance their careers. This year, the scholars attended presentations on telling your story, business leadership, and scaling ideas into movements, with breakout sessions covering building your brand and aspiring for public office. Rahm Emanuel stopped by to give a keynote speech during lunch, and to wrap it all up, the scholars participated in a service project, fixing up a homeless shelter in Chicago's South Side. The yearly summit put on by the foundation is what makes this much more than a scholarship. It brings the scholars into a network of hardworking, driven, selfless individuals.
I think that was the first time I really understood that this was so much more than a scholarship, but rather a network and a community building effort and a way to interact with other very inspiring persons, but most specifically other veterans that were helping their communities.
These are people who are, and you'll see them in the crowd, who attend Stanford, MIT, Harvard, Yale, and are aspiring to be just great leaders within their communities and within this nation. So building that network and meeting those people and just kind of contributing to that network, whatever I bring to the table, is what I had expected, and within these past 2 days I've done that.
The stories always amaze me, and the thing that is fun for me when we have the summit is to chat with them, hear about where they've been, but also where they're hoping to go.
Viewing. Matt Webb and Jonathan Kopanger co-host this beautiful show from Little Round Top at the historic Gettysburg Battlefield to mark the 150th anniversary of the 3-day battle in 1863. Stories include a look back at that battle and another on how the U.S. Park Service preserves and protects the historic national park. It also includes a story on a pilot program recently that the VA implemented to bring combat medics into VA hospitals. Take a look.
Paul Singleton once supervised 300 soldiers, but after retiring from the military, he had trouble finding a job that paid minimum wage.
A lot of anger, just the bouncing around, trying to
just trying to get myself in a focus where I can just go back and be employed and just work.
Although he was an Army medic and senior non-commissioned officer, Paul returned home from Bosnia and his life fell apart. Homeless for years, he finally found his way to the VA community clinic in Harlem, where social worker Ruth Batista helped him find a job and a place to live.
He was looking for employment, and I said, great. You know, I just got this email, this national email about this great program called Intermediate Care Technician Program. One of the pilot hospitals was the Bronx VA, and that was his base hospital. That's where he got his medical services, and so it was just a perfect situation.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take some vital signs on you.
Okay.
The pilot program for ICTs, Intermediate Care Technicians, enables medics like Paul to use their skills.
You want any medication for high blood pressure, cholesterol?
No.
They are trained to be the medical provider in combat conditions in the field when there's no one else around. So when they come out of the service, highly trained, there's no role in the private sector for someone without some sort of certification or title that can be licensed.
I was in the Marine Corps.
Marine Corps. You guys got the Navy Corpsmen.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good.
The Department of Veterans Affairs understands medics like Paul add value to an emergency room.
Hello, Ruthie speaking.
Ruth Batista helped Paul apply for one of 3 ICT positions in the Bronx.
After the interview, about 2 weeks later, they called me, I was selected. I was still like, wow.
You're going to have a transcript review.
Yes.
Paul is now working in the James J. Peters Emergency Room under the supervision of nurse Maxine Lindsay Shillingford.
He's been here 6 months and he's doing very, very well. He's able to relate to the patients. He's a very, very good team player.
I do blood draws, we place IV locks in. I'm responsible for the stocking, the resupplying of the supplies in any kind of, clinic or ward. IV placement, doing EKGs, and it's going well. I'm happy because those are my veteran brothers and sisters. So what branch you served in?
I was in the Coast Guard.
Coast Guard? All right, that's cool.
For VA and this Army medic, it's a win-win situation.
Hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Having the ICTs in the emergency department enhances our efficiency and allows our nurses to focus on patient care, and that helps the veteran ultimately because they get to their care done more effectively.
So not only is he employed now with the ICT program, but he's also in a VA-funded shelter. So it's giving him an opportunity to get his finances in order.
And Paul's goals do not end there.
He's going to be enrolling in school. He wants to become a nurse. I admire him because he had the tenacity to really rise above his circumstances. And I think he's a great example for other veterans who are struggling.
The American Veteran can be found on the VA homepage. Just click on the media room, then video. You can also watch it on the VA YouTube page, VA's Knowledge Network and Content Distribution Network, and the Pentagon Channel.
Did you know the unemployment rate for veterans continues to decline? Bureau of Labor Statistics for the month of June showed veteran unemployment was 6.3% last month, a slight drop from 6.6% in May and still below the national average of 7.6%. The report was encouraging for those closely tracking veteran unemployment. The rate was down for veterans of all eras and the post-9/11 rate, showing signs of a long-term recovery. VA continues to support efforts to help veterans get jobs, like the U.S. Chamber of Commerce's series of Hiring Our Heroes job fairs for veterans around the country. Take a look at the Chamber's Hiring Our Heroes website at the address on the screen for upcoming events through the end of the year. That's our show for this week. I'm Deanna Jackson. Thank you for watching.
And I'm Thomas Anthony. Have a great day and week.